All right, buckle up, guys. We're going to learn about least common multiple and greatest common factor. The math is not hard, but for some reason, our brains like to trick us and they like to do them backwards and the opposite of what they really are. So we've really got to focus on understanding what the words mean and what we're going to do. So we're going to start with least common multiple. So least common multiple. Multiples are more, right? The M, multiples are more. They're going to get bigger. So even though we hear this word least, we're making numbers that are bigger. There are a multitude of multiples, right? M. There's a multitude. What does that word mean? It goes on forever. There's just so many of them, right? An infinite amount. It's going to keep on going. Multiples are more. They're getting bigger. There's so many of them. We could go on forever, okay? So now we're going to talk about its nickname. So its nickname is LCM. You might hear it called that as well. So we're looking at the lowest number, the smallest number that they have in common when you multiply. So we can see, right, this L is going down because it's little. And that's where people get confused is they want to start making little numbers. But we're finding the littlest number that's multiplied. So LCM. So in the LCM that you have here, go ahead and write these words or out to the side of them, however you want to get those words in there. So the lowest number in common when you multiply. So, right, multiply gets us bigger numbers. Multiples multiply. So when it asks for the least common multiple, we have to multiply. So make sure you write those words around that X to help us remember multiples multiply. Multiples multiply. Multiples multiply. Yes, we got to get that stuck in our heads. Okay. All right. So let's practice one. So we have the numbers 16 and 24. We're going to multiply. That's what we've been talking about. We're going to multiply here. So we're going to start and we're going to multiply by 1. 1 times 24 is 24. Then we're going to multiply by 2. 2 times 24 is 48. We're going to multiply by 3. And if I'm not sure what it is, I'm just going to do a little multiplication problem. So there's 12. 2 times 3, 2, 4, 6. Plus 1 is 7. So there's 72. Then we're going to multiply by 4, right? Every time we're just multiplying and we could go on forever and ever. That's right. There's a multitude and these are getting more. They're getting bigger. So now we have 24 times 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16. 8 plus 1 is 9. So we're at 96. And then we're going to go to 5. Usually going to about 5 should give you what you need to do to solve the problem. So 24 times 5, so there's 20, 10, 11, 12, 120. So there's our multiples, right? It's like we're skip counting. We're multiplying by 24s. Okay, now we're going to do 16. So we always start 16 times 1 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. So we need to do 16 times 3. 16 times 4, 16 times 5. So we're going to go 16 times 3. So 6, 12, 18. 3, 4. So there's 48. And 16 times 4. 6, 12, 18, 24. 4, 5, 6. There's 64. And then 16 times 5, so there's 30. 5, 6, 7, 8 is 80. So when we're adding on 16 every time or multiplying each one, there's our list. So we're just skip counting and they're getting bigger every time, right? Multiples are more, they're bigger. So now we are going to color in the least common multiple. So we're going to start looking and we're looking for the I keep combining some words. We're looking for the least, the lowest, the smallest number after we multiplied. So you kind of have to start backwards. Start at the M and multiply. Then go look for the least common number. So we're going to color in. So I'm going to grab a color here. So whatever color you choose is great. And do they both have a 16, right? That's the smallest number, but they don't both have 16. Do they both have 32? No. Do they both have 48? Yes. Oh, I don't want to color in with black. So I'm going to color in that they both have a least common multiple of 48. That's the smallest number they have in common when we multiply. Multiples are more. All right, so now let's switch and we're going to learn about the greatest common factor. So greatest common factor. So lots of us hear the word greatest and we want to start multiplying. But we already multiplied, right? We already did multiples. So let's take a look at what we know. Factors are fewer, right? F. Fewer. Factors are fewer. There is a fixed amount of factors. So multiples went on forever. There's only so many factors a problem can have. There's only so many that there can be. There's a set fixed amount. So factors are fewer, right? We're thinking connecting all those F's in our brains. Fixed. Factors, fewer. They all get smaller. So let's take a look at the nickname GCF. So we can see our G is going up. We're looking for the biggest number. So we're going to write biggest number in or around this G that they have in common. So in common when we divide. So if multiples were multiplying, then factors have to divide. So factors divide. So around this division sign, we're going to write factors divide, factors divide. So multiples multiply, factors divide. We have to understand the difference. So start with the F. We're going to divide and then find the biggest number they have in common. So let's practice. So we have 24 and 16 here. We're going to start listing their factors here. We're always going to start with 1 because every number can always be divided by 1. Let me get my pen back. Okay. So 24 divided by 1 is 24. Now we're going to ask, can 2 go into 24? Yes, because it's even. So we're going to count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So that was 12 times. I went in there 12 times. So now I'm going to ask, can 3 go in there? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Yes, that went in there 8 times. So 3 and 8 are the partners. So you're coming up with partners that 24 can be divided by. And the partner is the thing you would multiply to get to 24. So 1 times 24 is 24. 2 times 12, 24. 3 times 8, 24. So now we're on 4, right? See, we're just going in order. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So we have 6 times that goes in there. And then we'll check 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, right? It doesn't end in 5 or 0. So 5 can't go in there. And then we already have 6. So we know we have all of them now. So now let's try 16. So we'll always start with 1. So 16 divided by 1 is 16. So I'm asking, can 2 go in there? Yes, it's even. So how many times can 2 go into 16? Is 8. So let's try 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 3 doesn't go in there, so we're not going to put that. So 4, 8, 12, 16. Yes, 4 does exactly 4 times. And because we have a repeat, that means 5 can't, 6 can't, 7 can't. So once you get to a number you already have, or you have a double, then you know you've listed all the factors. So we talked, right? There's a fixed amount of factors. This is all there are. Where multiples, we could keep going. We could multiply by 1, by 2, by 3, by 4, by 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we can go on forever. There's only so many things a number can be divided by. It's fixed. Okay, so now we're going to color in the greatest number that they have in common. So do they both have a 16? Nope. Do they both have an 8? Oh, yes, they do. So we're going to color in that 8 to show that that's the greatest number that they have in common. So the biggest thing we have to remember is multiples are more. We multiply and then find the littlest one. And factors are fewer. We divide and then find the biggest one. So it's opposite. Lots of us hear that first word least and we start dividing. Or we hear the word greatest and we start multiplying. Okay, you have to think about what are multiples, what are factors, and then do the least and greatest part. Okay, so you're going to take no more than 5 minutes to color in anything important. Some of those words, things like that, least common multiple, GCF. So the divide, the multiply signs help you connect what do those words mean.